here's how we helped a pre-seed startup raise $100,000 in just 4 months using cold email, storytelling, and a go-to-market strategy. And no, we didn't rely on warm intros or investor lists. We even didn't know any investor before we started this campaign. And I'm gonna share the tech stack we used for cold email, the email and LinkedIn templates we used, how we designed our pitch deck, and the $1 billion story and the founder story we had to give in order to build trust and conviction that this product was the next big thing in this specific industry we are raising capital for. A little bit of context. This company is in the sports and entertainment industry, particularly high performance sports, and we were seeking capital in order to go into full scale manufacturing. So everything from our emails to the pitch deck to the founder story pointed to one big idea. We're gonna build a $1 billion company. That's it. Everything revolved around that, and that was our North Star. So for cold outreach, we used Instantly, Email Guard. We made sure that our emails were always at a 10 out of 10, always. We also used Gmail and Outlook mailboxes. We also kept a ratio of 1 cold email is to 2 warm-up emails. Also, our list was scraped from LinkedIn and platforms like PitchBook. And by the way, most of our calls came from catch-all emails and enriched leads, because we actually noticed that a lot of founders usually throw this away, and that most of these angel investors or even funds received really low amounts of pitches, so we knew it'd stand out if we really zeroed in on them. And if an email was invalid, we didn't stop there. We hit them on LinkedIn, phone calls, SMS, and surprisingly most angels didn't even mind getting a cold text, provided we kept it super direct, very short. Actually, we kept it at around less than 40 characters. And for those that maybe we didn't find them on the phone, we dropped in a voicemail, and then we followed up with a text a few days later. So here are the scripts that we used. Hey, for the email script we used, hey, first name, noticed you invested in. We listed out the companies that they had invested in this particular industry we were in. I'm working on something similar. Mind if I send more info? And if they said yes, we just send them our pitch deck, nothing else. And this email script may vary according to the goal of what you are raising capital for, because some people may be raising capital in order to go into business. Then when the company reaches at a certain milestone, they'll sell the company, and that's crucial to include in the email. So this was our LinkedIn message. Hey, first name, so you invest in SaaS like ABC. We are working on something in the same lane. Want to hear about it? And if they said yes, we just send them the pitch deck. For the phone call, we kept it under a minute, straight to the point. Here was our flow. We first of all started out on emails, purely emails, nothing else. And after we had exhausted each and every lead in email, we went on to LinkedIn. Actually, we used LinkedIn email for this. And after we had exhausted that, those that we didn't reach out to using email or LinkedIn, we'd find their phone calls and call them. And if they didn't pick up our phone, we send them a voicemail and later an SMS. That's it. So for the pitch deck, a pitch deck is not about dumping everything you know. It's about framing a $1 billion opportunity in 10 to 12 slides and making the investor believe that you are the one to build it. So this is what we noticed after we spoke to a couple of investors, that this was what was going on in their mind and the questions that they actually asked, like, is this a big market? Is this the right time? Does this founder get it? And can I trust them to execute? No, a deck is supposed to answer all of these questions without you in the room, or even when they present your pitch deck to their partners or even a fellow investor. So for our deck, we didn't start out like it wasn't really perfect for the first time. So we had to iterate several times according to user behavior, and we had to use Hotjar for this, so we could track the scroll depth, which slides were being read, which ones were being jumped over, and how long the deck was being read, so that we could actually form a hypothesis on how, if maybe this particular investor opened this pitch deck this many times, did it result in them being more keen in the meeting, or did it result in them giving us a bigger check? So we had to form a hypothesis on that, and so that we could come up with a pitch deck that was optimized across the platform. So we didn't just show information, we stacked belief. Every slide was a chapter, building to conclusion saying, if you miss this deal, you'll regret it. And every slide built to create belief and trust. So for the $1 billion story, it's all about framing your story to build trust and conviction that your startup isn't just solving a problem. It's leading a movement, flipping an industry, or rewriting how things work in your niche or industry. Your story needs to make an investor feel like they're getting in early on a revolution, that this is the next big thing in this industry you're in. One, you need to start out with a big and obvious pain point, like something everyone agrees on that is broken. Here I've just given an example. Like small clinics are drowning in admin work and still lose 30% of revenue to missed claims. That's a big and obvious pain point that everyone agrees in this industry. Then the second one, you introduce a paradigm shift. We introduced a shift like, example, AI isn't here to replace staff, it's here to supercharge them. Like, think Stripe, but for health operations. Then number three, this is a massive market, but with a twist. So we showed how big this could be and made it feel inevitable. This is just an example. Healthcare billing is a $400 billion nightmare. Whoever cracks it at the automation at the clinic level wins. So this is how we crafted our founder story. So we didn't just write what the founder was doing. We wrote why this founder in this moment was inevitable and why his team would crush it. You know, like what moment made them obsessed with this problem that they are trying to solve. I've just given an example here. I watched my mom spend 4 hours on the phone every week just trying to get reimbursed. Like, the second thing we framed that is, what rare trait, background, or network makes them the one, like the one to build this business to $1 billion. Example, he built a claim fraud detection at the past job that saved insurance $15 million in 6 months. This is just an example. You can list a trait of maybe somebody in your team, and you can run with that. Number three, what shows that they'll die on this hill, that they are committed to getting this thing working and making it profitable. He's just an example. He's 18 months in, bootstrapped, and still doesn't have a salary. So if you're trying to raise your first 50K to 500K and you're relying on pitch decks alone, you're leaving money on the table. Cold email and multi-channel go-to-market still works if you do it right. So, and if you have any questions, my DM is open.